Insomnia. Alaska's sun refused to set. As the relentless daylight seeped into every crevice, Detective Will Dormer stepped off the plane, wearing exhaustion like a second skin. Sent to assist a local murder investigation, he carried more than just the burden of the case. His partner, Hap, kept glancing at him with unease. There was something unspoken in the air between them, sharpened by the internal affairs inquiry back in Los Angeles. In the small town of Nightmute, the murder of a 17-year-old girl had shocked the community. Her body had been found carefully arranged, her face battered, her secret sealed by death. Dormer's instincts kicked in, and they moved quickly on a suspect. The plan was set: trap him at the lake cabin. But in the blur of the chase, under the weight of the fog and adrenaline, a shot rang out. Hap went down. Dormer ran. Not toward Hap, but away. He claimed it was the suspect who fired, but his face told another story. The fog wasn't the only thing clouding the moment. That decision, that split second, began to eat away at him, quietly, persistently. The locals didn't question it, but the guilt refused to be boxed away. Then came the call. The killer had seen everything. Walter Finch, a reclusive crime writer, reached out not with a threat, but with a twisted offer. "We're in this together now," he said, his voice coldly transactional. Finch didn't want to run. He wanted Dormer to help him frame the girl's boyfriend. It was a deal with the devil, and Dormer, already spiraling, didn't say no. Each sleepless night dragged into another. The sun mocked him, leaking into the motel room, peeling back his lies one ray at a time. He stuffed towels under the blinds. He tried pills. Nothing helped. The weight of what he'd done and what he was now allowing coiled tighter inside him. "You didn't mean to shoot him," Finch reminded him, almost kindly. "It was an accident." But the more Finch tried to play ally, the more Dormer felt cornered. Ellie Burr, the bright-eyed local detective, quietly watched Dormer's every move. She was piecing things together, tracking inconsistencies. She looked up to Dormer, had studied his cases. Now, she was catching the drift that something didn't add up. When she asked about the bullet retrieved from Hap's body, his pause said more than any excuse. Meanwhile, Finch grew bolder. He toyed with Dormer, dangling shared guilt like a noose. He recounted what he did to the girl with a perverse calm. "She laughed at me," he said, as if that were enough to justify everything. Dormer clenched his fists, trying to stay on course, but the boundary between right and wrong kept slipping through his fingers. Burr finally confronted him, and the truth cracked open. She'd found the shell casing. "You shot your partner," she said, not accusing, just stating it as fact. Dormer looked at her, all defenses drained. "I did," he admitted, "but I didn't mean to." That was the moment the weight shifted. He could no longer run from what he'd done. In a final confrontation at Finch's lake house, bullets were exchanged. Blood hit the floor. Dormer managed to stop Finch, but not before taking another hit himself. Lying there, his breath growing shorter, he held on to one last thread of clarity. Burr offered to bury the truth, protect his name. But Dormer shook his head. "Don't lose your way," he told her. "You're better than me." The sun still hung in the sky as his eyes drifted closed, not from peace, not from rest, but maybe from something that resembled release. Burr stood quietly by, the tide of responsibility rolling toward her now. There would be no easy answers, no neat endings, just daylight, relentless, unforgiving daylight.